Okay, well, thanks for meeting with me. So,
Or
yes, we had some technical difficulties, so this will hopefully work. So, I just wanted to chat with you as one of my clients and my sister, which I know some people might be like, "Oh, it's my sister, your sister, so of course she's going to say things." But they do not know you, and you would 100% tell the truth. Isn't that right?
yes, I mean I feel like I can be honest and kind, but
Yeah,
I do have opinions
yeah,
about things in general.
yeah. For sure. Yes. I don't mean he'd be rude about it, but he would just be honest. So I know you'll do that here. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to just kind of get your perspective. So what made you start or try out this program in the first place?
Well, I mean you did because it was something that you were trying. You had done a 6 week program. You really liked it, and then you decided to become a coach. And I wanted to support you. And if I'm honest, I was in a slump, rut, whatever. It's not like I had not been working out, but I definitely was not super focused on my nutrition, and I felt like maybe mixing it up a little bit certainly wouldn't be bad for me.
Sure. Yeah.
But ultimately, like I was supporting you with the side benefit of maybe benefiting me.
Sure.
That was what started.
Well, that's awesome. So, well, I appreciate that, first of all. That was very sweet of you to do that. And what was your like first impressions? Maybe week one, week two of starting your round.
Well, so I was in a little bit of a different situation because there was like a 5 day trial or like a week trial, like a 5 day slim down. I don't remember the
Mhm.
words.
Yeah.
Um, but it was like you can try it for a week and then go into a program. So I experienced it all at once
Hmm.
without program is technically designed as introducing concepts every week and building on each other. So at first I was like, wow, that was a lot. But I do realize that was part of my unique circumstance that I did a week trial where everything was available to me.
Sure.
I didn't mind that. I do
Hmm.
like knowing what I'm getting into.
Sure.
So it was nice for me as the weeks went on of the actual 6 week program. I was like, yep, know
Hmm.
that. Like, so it was probably better for me that I knew everything going
Yeah.
into it.
You're like, look at me.
I I really like the app. The app is great.
Awesome.
I like that everything is there for me. I like one of my favorite things about actually I have quite a few favorite things about the app, singular, one app. I like having the workouts that are varied and very programmed into the nutrition that you're eating that day. I like having that schedule. I like not having to think about it.
Hmm.
I like not having to think about what I'm going to work out that day. Anyway, so the workouts have been one of my favorite parts for
That's
sure.
awesome. Yeah.
They are, they're only about half hour typically, half an hour, 25 to 35 minutes, depending on, the day. The hit timed workouts are obviously shorter and they are intense, but they are good
Yeah.
for me. Um, Sorry, can you hear that? There's practice in the field behind me. I don't know if you're
Oh.
hearing the whistle.
Oh, I can. I thought it was birds though. So
Well, I mean,
we'll
it
just,
could be birds,
yeah,
the
we'll just
ambiance.
say it's the ambiance.
Anyway,
Yeah.
if it gets distracting, but so I do love the workouts a lot. I also really like the meal plan options, and I say options because I don't want to be told what to do or eat. I get really grumpy about feeling restricted about my food. Um, but I enjoy that you get a week's meal suggestions, at a time, so that you can kind of look over. A, that helps with grocery shopping and meal planning and all of that. But B, it just gives me some alternatives and some suggestions.
Hmm.
I think it was
Yeah.
really good for me to be mindful, like to be able to plug in the foods that I typically eat and see how that falls
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
terms of my macros, right?
Yeah.
Like it helped me be really aware
Mhm.
of where my deficits are, and where I can focus my attentions. But I enjoy having the suggestions of the food. And everything that I've tried has been really good. There's never been anything that I've been like, that I would not make that again, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's things that I haven't made.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to live my own life, and this has to be sustainable for me.
Sure.
And I can't, I also have to still eat dinner with my families, and I still have to,
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be flexible. And this is.
Yeah.
It feels very flexible and very sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
But the suggestions have been really helpful, and it's fun to try new foods and to see something that can be really nutritious but super easy, that I might not have considered before.
Right.
So different options. I adjust my nutrition in general.
Yeah. Well, and I like to, like Amy kind of touched upon a little bit, like that it's easy. I feel like everything is super quick, like 20, maybe 15 minutes even or less. And then a lot of it's stuff I already have on hand. I just haven't thought about that combination. And so it does feel it allows me to want to try things more because it doesn't feel like it's a big hurdle that I have to. I'm like, oh yeah, I already have most of this on hand. And that's the other thing too, is I substitute a lot. So I might use the base of a recipe, but I don't have strawberries. So I'm going to use what fruit I have on hand. You know what I mean? So.
Well, like that, was it that tuna bowl?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a bowl. Supposed to have chickpeas. I'm like, I don't have chickpeas, but I got kidney beans.
Yeah.
Close enough. Right?
Sure.
Like it's close enough. But it gave me the idea of foods that I could combine. And then I looked around and was like, oh, I have this without feeling I have to go to the store. And it's not like chickpeas are like abnormal food. That's a pretty normal food. It didn't have any.
You just didn't. Yeah.
But I did something, going over like the shopping list the first day, and I was like, what is this coconut aminos business? Like, what is, some things, but they're just alternatives to, like a.
Yes.
Anyway, but I didn't feel like it was so many obscure health things that I now had to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. In order to make everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like most of it's pretty normal food.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
So, and if I didn't have it, I could find a way to make it close enough.
Sure.
And it,
definitely. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So we kind of touched upon, you didn't want to be told what to eat. Was there anything else about this program that you haven't liked or that you still struggle with, or?
I mean, nobody is going to say that tracking your food is enjoyable.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody is going to say, I love that I get to sit down and put in my phone all the things that I put in my face.
Right.
Nobody thinks that's fun.
Yes.
However, in the past, anytime that I have had success in eating a healthier way, it has always been tracking my food. Mm-hmm. It has always been being mindful of the food that I put in my face. And so while it's not my favorite thing, it is an important part of it, which is why I do it, which is why I like to do it. But before, it was more, tracking calories, right? Or tracking like that. And that's something I really enjoy about this, is it is not calories. And if I go back from day to day, I'm a wide range from, like if I look at it, it's 1,200 to 15, sometimes 1,600 calories. That's what it took to meet my macros. Right. And I don't, like, I like that it is less rigid than just straight calories.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but so I don't love tracking.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I can accept and understand the value of it. So I do.
Yes. Well, and probably having an accountability coach probably was instrumental, I think, in you being consistent in doing it versus, I guess I don't know, over the years when you've done anything else, like how consistent were you with tracking the other things?
So, probably like in 2014. So we're talking like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I did MyFitnessPal, or I think that's what it was, right? And I was quite consistent, and I was quite successful that way.
Yeah.
But this is better, right? Like, this is, having the accountability is way better for me than doing it myself.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm much more likely to like the stuff that I hate the most as far as tracking my food is if I'm eating like at a Sunday dinner with a family and
Yeah.
somebody else is preparing the food. So I can't plan that ahead of time. So then
Yeah.
I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, okay. And then we had some baked carrots and then we
Yeah.
had like,
Yeah.
it's the nitty gritty of like
Mhm.
trying to figure out a meal that's been prepared for me
Sure. Yeah.
that I don't enjoy, that I might not have done.
Yeah.
Right. Like I can see how I'd be way less consistent on those
Mhm.
days
Yeah,
without the
for sure. Well, and you went on a trip during your 6-week round, like for a whole long week, and you
Yep.
were consistent with your exercising. Do you feel like that's because of the accountability factor? Or do you feel like that's also because you were in kind of a more routine of it, or both?
I mean, both,
Yeah.
both, right? Like, I mean, I feel like I definitely, because I didn't work out every day, but I was
Yeah.
active.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But
You were very active.
I did also, it did push me to be like, you know what, there is a gym here.
Mhm.
I could do a focused exercise for 20 minutes and then continue to be active for the rest of the day just because I didn't want the whole week to be blank, right?
Yeah.
Like, whatever that says about me, it's
Right.
probably, I guess that means the accountability, right? Like I
Yeah.
didn't want my calendar to
Yeah.
have a blank week.
Right. Right. Yeah.
With also the other side of my brain being like, and this is good for you,
Yeah.
right? But
Hey, whatever gets you to do it, right? I think whatever the motivation is, if it's just like, getting that calendar to show your activity. You also are a full-time nurse doing some night shifts and some day shifts. And so how has this worked for you with the lifestyle and the work schedule that you have?
yeah, I mean, it is, and that was something that you and I had talked about before I started the program. I was like, because part of the program is intermittent fasting,
Mm-hmm.
and it allows you to kind of tweak how many hours you want to do, 12 on, 12s or 14s or 16s or whatever. Like it allows you to fit that into your lifestyle, whichever intermittent fasting works for you. Um, and while on a regular day, I might be able to go 12 more than 12. It like my life is just weird. I have weird shift work. I
Mm-hmm.
have back and forth shift work, and I just found something that works. And like, if I should show you a graph of my fasting
You're fasting, yeah.
because it's like, like it's because some days it's for sure 12 and other days it's like 16,
Yeah.
it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think you just have to be flexible,
Yeah.
right? Like I just think that you can't, even though this program has very like, I wouldn't even say rigid, but like has very specific guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think you just have to be flexible with what
Yeah.
works
Totally.
in your life.
Yeah. Well,
And
I think the goal is, right, to just continue, and your consistency is
yeah,
more important than going hard and fast for a week and then dropping it because it's not sustainable. You know what I mean?
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I mean, and this program is really good about also including like mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like it's not just complete the tasks, it's also like make sure that your head's in a good space in
Yeah.
regards to like your food and your exercise, but also it touches on all or nothing is
Mm-hmm.
not good. Like
Yeah.
an all or thought is not helpful to
Yeah.
you, it's not sustainable to you. Like you're gonna not make your goals if
Right.
you live in an all or nothing world. um and I don't
Yeah.
live in an all or nothing world. I just can't. I
Yeah.
can't,
Right.
because I would
Yeah.
get nothing done because my
Uh-huh.
life is
Right.
too back and forth.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't, if I thought I have to work out in the mornings or
Right.
else I'm
Yeah.
not going to do it. Well,
Uh-huh.
guess what? When I work at 7 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not waking up at 4:30.
Sure.
That's for sure not worth it to me.
Yeah.
I'll just work out after my
Yeah.
shift. Do I love that? No, no. But have I done it? Yes.
I know.
Whereas
So
before,
cool.
I know. Whereas before, like working a day shift, I would never work out. I'd
Mm-hmm.
just be like, nope,
Yeah.
it's past. It's not an
Right.
option.
Yeah.
I knew that things were not going to work out for me.
Right. For
So
sure.
that's been really rewarding to see what I can, to see that if it's important to me, I can make time for it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, that's been super
Like,
fun to watch you do that and accomplish things that you hadn't really attempted or tried or didn't really, like you said, make the time for it. So that's a
I'm
good thing.
working out in between my shifts while possible. I never,
Uh-huh.
sometimes I would make it a priority. Most of the time I wouldn't because I would
Yeah,
be tired.
sure.
But
Yeah.
I made it a priority and
Yeah.
it's really not that bad.
Mhm.
It's
Yes.
not going to like, but most of it is because it's at my house, right? Like
Mhm.
if I
Yeah.
had to go somewhere else and take the
Mhm.
time to drive and then do the workout and then take the time to drive, like that's
Yeah.
what kept me from doing it in between my shifts. I don't have time
Gotcha.
for that,
Yeah.
but I do have it for 30 minutes
Yeah.
in my
Totally.
house and then
Uh-huh.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
it's been really convenient.
Yeah. Okay, last question. So I know you have lost some weight while doing it, but what are some other non-skill things that you have noticed about doing this program?
I mean, my body feels different, right? Like
Like the composition, is that what you mean?
yeah, the
Yeah.
composition of my body feels different. So my
Yeah.
clothes fit differently. Obviously, part of that is weight
Mhm.
loss, but it's also the way that my body is. You know, like
Yeah.
it's more than just
Mhm.
weight loss. My body composition is different,
Yeah.
and that is encouraging to see.
Mhm.
You'll never see it, but I do have ab muscles
Yay.
that are starting to come, and that's super fun. Like
Right?
nobody's ever gonna see,
Yeah,
but I
right.
see them.
I know, but still, that's super cool.
It is so, and I mean, most people would say they're sleeping better,
Mhm.
but I work day
Yeah,
shift and night,
it's
and then
true.
well, I cannot say that I am,
Yeah,
but I do have more energy overall, right?
that's
Like
good. Yeah.
I have more energy and I have more motivation to be like, oh,
Mhm.
it has been a long day, but I could still go on a walk. Like I still
Yeah,
have some energy for that. I still have, so
that's awesome.
that's been really good for me. Good heavens, I should not have done this outside.
Uh,
And I think the biggest reward for me, apart from just being healthier, because I do
mhm.
feel healthier, is that I feel accomplished, right? Like I feel like I look back on my exercise tracking, I look back on where my macros are,
Mhm.
which you've been telling me for more than 6 weeks now that I should pre-track, and I don't. So when I still hit it pretty
I
close, I'm like,
know.
that
That's a
was good.
magic. That's a wizard. She's a wizardry at her macros. And it's pretty funny that she, but I was the same way. It took me a while to get around to pre-tracking because I was like, oh, that feels like a hard ask when I'm already having to track. That felt like an extra layer that I was like, I'm not ready for it. But I love that you're still making it work without pre-tracking.
And say that like it's not that I'm not pre-tracking.
Yeah,
Like if I know a meal is coming up,
sure.
then I will already put that one in and then
Mhm.
see what's
Sure.
and then try and figure that out. But it all comes down because I don't like to be restricted,
I
right? Like if I
know.
pre-track food, then I have to eat that food. And
Yeah.
what if I don't want to? Like I know I can take it out of my tracking and I can just adjust it, but
Yeah.
it
Yes.
feels a step.
Right. That's all right.
But
You found a way to make
even
it
though
work.
that, yeah, I found a way. Found a
Mhm.
way. You can be flexible. We can work it out.
See, I love pre-tracking in the fact that I don't have to think about. I just can look on the list of my foods and see what do I feel like having. Anyway, so for me, it's more freeing because it's not like, oh, okay, what do I need to eat or what do I feel like eating? It's just like, oh yeah, I've got some options. What do I feel like or what my time is? So anyway.
And I mean, the longer that I do this and
Hmm.
the more foods that I have in my save stuff so that
Sure.
I don't have to
Yeah.
each
Hmm.
individual, whatever, like I
Yeah.
could totally see that becomes more convenient versus
Yeah.
less
Sure.
versus burden. But currently I'm still living in my own world where I figure it out.
I know, but you're nailing it. So honestly, if it ain't broke, you got it.
Yeah.
You've got it figured out. Well, thanks for doing this for me
Yeah.
and with me.
Or,
So it's
well,
been so fun to do it with you. And we've got another Megan also in this group, and that's super fun to do that with you two. And so anyway, I'm glad you've enjoyed it and it's been successful for you in lots of different ways. And
it
so
has.
it's been so
Thanks
rewarding.
for me, and you are a very approachable, encouraging
Oh, you're
coach
sweet.
without feeling like, I don't know, without the pressure, right? You're just like with the pre-tracking, would I be 100% more successful and always hitting my macros if I pre-tracked? Of course I would. Of course I would. Do you mention it? Yes. Not like excessively, and not like
Sure.
you really should, or on the days that I don't hit my macros,
Uh-huh.
it's not like you're like, if you hit pre-tracked,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's all of the information and all of the support, with none of the pressure.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for saying that. Well, I've enjoyed it. You're the best.
I mean, but I've enjoyed it as well.
Wait, what was that last part? It kind of broke up.
I said you're not wrong. You said I'm
Oh,
the best.
yes, yeah. You make it super fun. So thanks, Megan.
All right. Thanks,
Okay.
Annie.
We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.